10 seconds remain, end of the quarter. Ziv orchestrating the Maccabi offense. DiBartolomeo feeds it inside. Sorkin able to catch. But it's those threes from Valencia.
John D is one of the best hoopers to ever go through the Israeli League. And this week, we're going to break down a 5-part series where we sit down with DJ Sackmann and John D to talk about what has made him a great basketball player over the years and has kept him in the game even as an undersized guard. And remember, these are the types of lessons we teach our athletes who come to camp in the summer. We have a limited amount of spots available in those camps, but registration is open now. We break the game down to the smallest detail and teach you how to be a leader on and off of the court. To register, all you have to do is click the link below. And if you have any questions, all you have to do is shoot me an email directly at justin@hoopstudy.com. Now let's get back to the video to listen in with DJ talking to John D about what has helped him separate himself as an undersized guard.
First things first, thank you for everyone for being here. Basically, today we're going to go over 5 different things that John does really well. Obviously, he's been playing professional basketball, as I would say, John, and correct me if I'm wrong, slightly undersized.
Absolutely, yes, absolutely undersized a bit.
Undersized for the level that you've been at, and your ability to do this for a very long time is incredible. Someone else that I work with undersized, Patty Mills, he's been in the NBA for 17 years. So I know what it's like I've seen what it's like to put in the amount of work that's needed to play at a professional level as an undersized player. So I can imagine the work ethic that you have to do on a daily basis just to sustain your health and your body to play at this level for such a long time. So I just want to say that your work ethic and everything else is super inspiring, and especially inspiring for all these players in here right now, because I'm assuming a lot of them are in the same situation. They're probably a little bit undersized. So as much as we can learn from you and your work ethic, that can really, help us and inspire us to, try to be great. So today we're going to tap into real quick, and I'll prompt you in, Johnny, when
okay.
as we do this, just so we can get kind of quick, because me and you could talk for 3 hours here. Right. The first thing that I believe, and me and JB were talking about this, when you are coming into a game, you do a really good job on the defensive end to set the tone. So I just want to show a couple clips here of you just picking up full court, putting pressure on offense, and just really picking up. Your pickup point is typically before the half court line, which obviously kills the shot clock, makes it difficult on the offensive team. Even here, you're picking the basketball up a little bit earlier, and this is a big time disruptor that all the players in here can really take on. Like, this is 94 feet pickup, trying to turn the point guard, have a hard time getting to some things, trying to refuse the ball screen. There's 12 seconds on the clock, and they're starting the offense. Same thing here. We're picking up 94 feet, turning them, disrupting the flow, disrupting the energy of the offense. Now, can you just explain to us how much of a emphasis that you put on stuff like this?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, like you said, first off, I think it gets everyone kind of involved on my team. If I think we need some energy, we need some aggressiveness. I think when you see someone picking up 94 feet, you're like, all right, I have to be locked in as well. It brings my teammates into it. I think it gets the crowd into it and just brings everyone's aggressiveness and energy to another level. For me, it's a point of emphasis for me because, like you said, being an undersized guard, I don't think I do anything the best. So I really take pride in doing the things I can control as best as I can. And this is a way for me to kind of differentiate myself in a way. Not everyone wants to pick up so far away from the hoop, and this is a way for me to show not just my teammates but also my coaches that I'm ready to play, that I can be trusted, that I'm locked in, that I'm ready to go. And it's something that I try to do as much as I can. Again, there's time and a place when it's absolutely needed. If I'm guarding one of the better players, tiring them out is always a key. If I have fouls to give, I know I can be extra aggressive that far away. And like you said, if I can get them to start their offense at 12, 14 seconds, it makes their possession a lot tougher. It puts them under a lot more pressure. And that's good for us. Every time I come onto the floor, I want to try to have an impact. And for me personally, also, a lot of times I come off the bench and, maybe I'm not in rhythm right away. I try to use the defensive end, get some contact, get some rhythm on that end to help me to get into the game a little bit, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Hell yeah. I love that. I think it's just the biggest energy disruptor, like picking up full court. We're talking about it now. I'm coaching WNBA players, and it changes the flow of the game. So I think the biggest takeaway for all the players in here, if you want to make immediate impact without having to do anything with your skill,
Right.
When you're coming into the game, pick the ball up full court.
Yeah, it's very controllable, and and I think about it from an offensive end. Like I hate when someone's picking me up full court. Like it just adds a whole nother level of trouble for me.
It's the worst.
John,
Yeah,
can I ask you
It's
something?
like, oh,
sure.
that moment is like, oh no, not again.
Mhm.
You know,
It
Go ahead,
always
Rob.
been like that, John? Like the youth
No, it hasn't been.
played in this kind of intensity?
No, that was honestly, it was a big in when I was younger, I didn't really do it unless, it was a kind of a emphasized on the team if we were picking up full court, but not individual. It really started to happen when I got to the pro level. In Spain, it was kind of expected. And then my first year when I came to Israel, I played for a very defensive oriented coach, his name's Rami Hadar.
Yeah.
And I wasn't a very defensive oriented player at the time, but there was kind of if you wanted to play for him, it was a non-negotiable. And all of a sudden, playing for him and kind of him lighting that fire in me, all of a sudden it became one of my strengths, honestly, as a professional player. And
So it changed you. It changed you. Just the realization of that changed you as a player.
For sure, it was like I said, it was something that I never really thought of
Wow.
as a strength, and it became one of my strengths. And then it became all right. I have to, this is what I do well when I come into the game, and when I go to a team, this is what I have to bring first and foremost.
So from a defensive side, besides just picking up the basketball, now as an undersized player, there's other ways to be disruptive as well, which I think you do a fantastic job of. And number one is your ability to fight in the post. Now, I say sit on the knees. I'm not sure how you operate off of it, but it looks like it's very similar where you're getting your foundation down and you're making it really difficult in those mismatch situations. You want to elaborate on how you attack this a little bit?
Yeah, I mean this goes back also to like I take it's a big focus for me, just like you said, from the eye test. When I come to a team or when they put me in the game, a lot of the expectation is I'm undersized guy, I can't switch with guys, so whenever people try to take me in the post, I do find that it is a point of emphasis for me. But yeah, I would say sit on the knees. Again, a lot of it is a feel thing for me. But everything is with contact. At the very least, I don't want anybody getting catches, inside the paint. If I can't take the ball or anything, I want to make sure I push them far enough outside where I'm forcing big guys to dribble. I'm allowing my teammates to get some digs, some help. And again, it all goes back to just doing what I can to separate myself, being active, being aggressive. Any of these small things to get me on the floor. At the end of the day, that's what I want. I want to help my team win, and these are, I think, like the small things that you can do to get on the court to show your coaches, like I said, that you can be trusted, that you're ready to play, and that you're locked in. And I think at the end of the day, coaches at the end of the day go with players that they feel that they can trust are going to make those extra plays.
100%. I think the biggest takeaway for the players in here, if they're finding themselves in the mismatch to what Johnny's talking about, is number one, fight early. So they're not establishing very early and solid post position.
Definitely.
So that's one. Fighting early, making contact, making it difficult on them to establish solid post position. And then number two is being the better lower man and essentially getting down to where they can't really operate when you're super low, essentially on their knees. And then obviously it's a fighting game. That's a huge takeaway, I think, for the players. Like a lot of players in here are going to struggle if they're undersized, getting in those mismatch opportunities and not sure how to do it. So Laurent, fighting early is the key, and then sitting down and not allowing them to establish easy post position or just making it as uncomfortable as possible.
Now, don't forget, camp registration is open right now. All you have to do is click the link below this video and you can explore all of the camps that we have to offer. And that means you get to come to our HoopStudy headquarters and learn from DJ Sackmann directly. And if you have any questions, all you have to do is shoot me an email at justin@hoopstudy.com. Don't forget to tune into our next video where we learn more valuable lessons from John D and learn how he has excelled as an undersized guard.